Greetings friends and welcome back to my channel where I talk about my creative projects. This week we're going to be looking at the big project that I'm working on this year, which is this massive comic. Just on Tuesday I scanned all the pages. I hadn't scanned yet. It's up to probably almost 60 pages now. And so I am going to be doing a countdown of my top 10 comic pages from the comic I'm working on so far. So, because this is an order of how pretty the pages look, basically, you won't be able to understand what's happening at all in terms of story. So, just keep that in mind. So, we start off with number 10. Here I really like just, the setting. There's a lookout over the water. That's quite... Most of my backgrounds are usually just block colors. So, deciding to do something where you can kind of, tell a bit more that the character is in a nice place is quite good. I also like a tween fashion. What did people even wear in the late 90s, early 2000s? So you got some quirky jewelry there and interesting color matching. And it also just, in terms of what they're talking about, it's beginning to explore May's character arc as being an oldest sibling of 5 and resenting her role in the family, being forced to be a perfect example for her siblings, which later makes them resent her for setting the bar too high. So yeah, I quite like the stuff I'm trying to do with character on this page. Okay, number 9. The simple steps idea to quickly cover all the rapid changes Eddie is having to deal with. I really quite like, because you can sort of just flash through main things without having to go into too much detail, because otherwise this comic would be 50 pages longer if I was fleshing it out. It just also, for the page, it creates a variety of scenes that makes it look a bit more interesting, and the outfits are great. And I also have some cool pop culture references. The candy cane is a reference to Anna and the Apocalypse, or him being in the bathroom and all depressed is a reference to Michael in the bathroom from Be More Chill, which is a musical. It's also just fun to see the different ways his family members are reacting to the news, because basically what's happening here is he's turned 18 and his girlfriend is pregnant. Number 8. So a lot of the drawings which feature the kids are on this list, but here I think even Eddie and Kelly, who are the adults, look adorable. The lowest scene is where Eddie and Kelly are meeting each other's kids for the first time, and it was just great to just draw the kids running around and being grossed out by their parents being romantic. There's a lot of variety in poses, which is quite refreshing, even if I didn't necessarily do a good job at it. It's just nice to have a break from faces and conversations, which is what a lot of the pages kind of end up being. So, number 7. Here we have Kelly back when she was studying at uni with her then soon-to-be boyfriend, Aiden. Once again, I really like the variety, but also the visual storytelling. Seeing them walk home in the rain, and she has a shower, looking a bit miserable. She gets a fresh, warm, cozy change of clothes, but she still hit a breaking point and ends up confessing that she's struggling. Okay, number 6. This was the first time I really started exploring different scenes I could draw. It was great just brainstorming so many ideas. It's got the sandcastles and swimming, bike lessons and birthdays, because often I am too focused on conversations, like I mentioned earlier. So it's also kind of awkward though, because it's basically overemphasizing the age difference between Eddie and Kelly, which they're kind of joking about here, but I don't know. Number 5. Here we have a transition to a flashback to Eddie in high school, along with Madeline. I particularly like the panel with her boots in the foreground and Eddie proposing in a spotlight in the background, which is not a thing from them in high school. I hope you can tell where the flashback happens after that. Some of the body language is done really well, like Madeline crouching down to mourn her lost chances, and Eddie sitting on his desk and dancing a bit on the walk home from school to reflect his hyperactive, fidgety personality. I'm also really happy with the design of the school uniform. It just seems quite school uniformy without looking like any school uniform in particular. I mean, I was just coming up with it randomly, so it shouldn't. Number 4. This part has sock puppets. Need I say more? But I like how it shows a bit more of Kelly's silly side, because Eddie often is too. They're both a bit childish, rambunctious, which sort of ties in with them both being the youngest of their respective families. They weren't forced to be mature like, say, May as the oldest. Oh, I also love when the sock puppet is talking, and when fairy godmother puppet kisses Eddie, and when Eddie says rat loves the fairy godmother, having embraced his position as a rat. It's all, yeah, that's a bit silly and fun. Number 3. This is the culmination of some of my most favorite things making this comic, exploring May and Kelly's teenage years and drawing kids doing silly kid things and getting some sibling dynamics. We see a bit of why Luria's the bully one and Camilla's the easygoing one. We see Kelly's Polaroid scrapbook, which ties in with like Kelly mentioning her scrapbooks when Kelly and Eddie first reunite. So it helps establish some running themes. I just love Kelly's enthusiasm for babysitting, which is a great contrast to May's disdain for her siblings. Number 2, I just love how vibrant the scene is. Those bright greens and blues and reds and yellows. I love the bits which show Eddie being a wonderful, caring dad, and he is being a wonderful, caring stepdad to Kelly's son, Eri. Punching the air, lifting him up to the sky to celebrate his win, having him on his shoulders. Once again, I'm having a go at an action scene, and I'm really happy with the result. Yeah, I didn't need a reference not to mess up the soccer ball. I would have definitely completely ruined that without having a reference to any. I don't know what's hexagons or pentagons or whatever. This brings us to number 1. Okay, so this one isn't as bright and colourful as the last one, but it was the first page I drew that really made me love the version of Eddie where he is doing his best, trying to do his best to be a good dad for his kids and a good partner for Kelly. It's one of the most wholesome things I've drawn, the most wholesome page probably. I like the matching jellyfish pajamas. I like him looking at us while he reads a terrible kids books. Kids books are terrible, I hate them. Anyway, I love all his interactions with everybody. I love him getting milk to drink and wearing his reading glasses to try and write a play. I love Iris getting up to see what the commotion is and her innocent desire to help Kelly feel better. So yeah, this is my top 10 pages. Some for sentimental reasons, some because I actually drew them decently. I hope you enjoyed this video, that you like these pages, that I'll get this comic made soon and it'll actually be good. And thank you for watching and have a wonderful day.